Happy New Year 2025, guys. This is going to be like kind of like a New Year's special kind of how we're going to go about this. I'm Beely Breezy. If you didn't know me. And this here is for the most part, most of the time my co-host in a lot of ways. Um Circus Madness over here.
Hello, everyone. Smoke them if you got them.
Yeah. We're over here. We got some nice drinks. We're just gonna vibe, for like the New Year's a little bit. It's a little. This is like as of this recording, it's like the 3rd of January, and we're just gonna talk about like how 2025 treated us and how we came out the other end in 2026 and how we're gonna like keep the ball rolling, keep going forward with this, you know, and all the different changes that were made in my life and whatever Circus plans to share with his. That's basically the idea for this video. And so yeah, I guess I'll start first. The alcohol is also gonna help me feel a little bit more loose and talk a little bit like relaxed and chill.
I can't wait to see that.
Oh yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I don't really drink. I'm not much of a drinker. So I'm a lightweight. Circus is
I am.
Yeah, Circus is the opposite.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm the opposite. I'm not a heavyweight by any stretch of the word. I used to be.
Oh yeah.
But it was terrible during those times. Now let's just say I'm experienced.
You're just
I'm well seasoned.
Yeah. Well seasoned like a walk.
Like a veteran who like stopped shooting people.
No. You know what? I'm just gonna go with the walk reference. Well seasoned like an iron skillet, man. Sturdy too. Sturdy too. Why not?
I used to be able to drink a bottle by myself, including like a dozen beers.
Oh god,
in one night.
I could not.
Oh yeah, those were horrible times.
Yeah, no way.
I damaged myself. I damaged my family.
Dang.
But that was college. This is real life today.
Me, like I said, I'm a lightweight, so this is just to help me feel loosey goosey and like just chill and relax and have a good time. Really, like I do social drinking like for like special occasions with people because I think it's kind of fun. But like I've never been actually drunk, never been blacked out drunk. Maybe some people argue I've been drunk before, but I call it that myself tipsy in those situations like those. That's like phase tipsy for me. Never been blacked out drunk. But
blackout drunk. Don't remember the half of the night.
Yeah, never happened.
Type shit.
No, I don't do that.
Happened to me like 3 times.
Damn, son.
Yeah, I regret those nights. Like,
yeah, everyone who's ever told me that, and this is why I don't do it.
Well, regret is a big word. I would do it again, but
that's funny.
It has pros and cons.
For sure, man. I don't know. Everyone always tells me they have a shit experience, like getting hangovers and all this shit. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just not. I don't need to experience that. I think I'm good.
The hangovers is nothing like a hair of the dog, like Bloody Mary, and a burger can't handle. The worst part is not remembering. So. Not remembering is the worst thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, what you just think about? Like, you just worry. What the fuck did I do? What the fuck did I do?
I mean, like, I found things where they were not supposed to be.
Yeah. Damn. I'm over here, like, I'm worried about, like, I wonder what the me will be, the blacked out drunk version of me will be. That I don't know if I want to ever meet her, man.
Oh, I would give a lot to see that.
I don't want to meet her, man. I might scare myself.
Nah, you won't remember. I'm just gonna remember this.
No, I'm saying like I feel like whatever I find out I did, I'm gonna be like, holy shit, I did that. That's scary. Anyway,
if I'm around, I'll protect you.
Oh,
I'll make sure you won't go too bad. I won't allow you to humiliate yourself. But if you're doing something real funny,
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, yeah, you'll let it. You're like, yeah, let's all have a good time. Yeah, I get you. Nah, dude, I don't think I'd ever do it. Like, I don't know. It's not it's not the person I want to be. Um, I do. Yeah. Well, speaking of the person I want to be, that's a good segue to like just the New Year's and like the whole like meaning and vibe of like New Year's. I for one, though, I will make a disclaimer slash like yeah disclaimer over here that I'm actually not one to make resolutions. Like I think, to be honest, I think they're bullshit. And I know you also agree with that sentiment that like,
Yes, I do.
yeah, I just my personal belief is like if I have goals, I'm not going to wait until January to start them, and I'm also definitely not going to put a deadline of a year to make sure that they're accomplished. Like I feel like that some people may need it. Some people may need that like fire on their like up their ass to make sure that they do the shit that they need to do. But also or some people might use it as an excuse just to wait a little bit before the like and also procrastinate on their dream on like whatever thing that they're dreaming of doing by saying, "Oh, I'm gonna wait until next year." Like, no. If you want to do something, like the best time to do it is yesterday, or the best time to do it is like right that moment. Just do the thing, That's
It,
like always been my motto. So I'm
it's
actually,
funny.
yeah.
You should say that because if I were to have a New Year's resolution right now, it'd be like eat better and drink less.
That's the opposite of what we're doing right now.
Oh yeah. But no, seriously though.
Um, no, but for me, I think, um, for all of the like for all of the things that like I've done and like not done and I'm a procrastinator. This is why I say like because I'm checking myself as much as I'm checking other people. It's like I've been guilty of like procrastinating shit that I know I should be doing. So like, and I also
Amy,
like I said, and I'm
maybe
like
you're not a procrastinator. Maybe you're just a creative.
maybe I think that no, the way I see it is like I think that like I know deep down that I'm just bullshitting myself whenever I say, oh, I don't have I can't do this until XYZ. I can't do this until a certain point or certain time or certain thing. I think I know deep down I'm just bullshitting myself. So that's why in my opinion, resolutions bullshit. But I still do like the whole like feeling, the whole vibe of like, you know, like being nostalgic of the year and also reflecting on the year or reflecting on new beginnings and like on the and endings. So that's what I kind of just want to go and talk about is like all these different things I accomplished in 2025 or like the prior year, and also what I'm gonna work on and what I'm gonna hopefully accomplish, in that year. Though there is no due date for me. Like these things, they're gonna be part of my life. They're not part of the year 2026. It's not a failure if I don't accomplish them all. It's only a failure if I stop trying. That's the way I see it. So
Speaking of
yeah.
2025, I believe one of the things I did a lot more than I thought I was is reading more.
Oh yeah.
I didn't believe in reading at all for a part of my life. I didn't think it was necessary. I just never had. Maybe I did. I just never realized it. But I don't think I ever had like a teacher that really inspired me in that way that could explain to me the value behind reading. And now in my age, I understand it and I recommend it to other people. Isn't that funny?
Really? So
Yeah,
you didn't like reading growing up?
I like reading. I just didn't like the material that they were giving me,
Oh, of course.
especially in high school.
You know, and I notice a common occurrence is that a lot of kids growing up mistake hating reading with not liking what they have to read. So maybe did you ever feel that way?
I mean, some of the stuff that I had to read that I liked, some of my, let's say, comrades didn't like. For example, I love Beowulf, but a lot of people didn't like Beowulf
I
because,
actually
you had the translation on the other side. It was complicated. Macbeth also complicated.
I like those.
Um,
It depends on the teacher and how that teacher teaches. I remember I had a really great English teacher that broken down
uh,
Beowulf for us and also broken down Hamlet for us very well.
a lot of the kids did like Anne Frank, and they did like Huckleberry Finn. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I hated Catcher in the Rye, and a lot of people I know also hated it. They didn't like it. They didn't care for the whole plot.
neutral for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, being who I am today, I'm thinking like, give me some Prince, bro. Give me some Animal Farm,
I get I get this
1984.
you know what? Guess what?
You want
I get the sense that you're one of those people who really liked what was that book called The Great Gatsby.
actually no? I did
Okay.
not like The Great Gatsby.
Okay, okay. I see even I'm wrong sometimes.
Not all the time.
Yeah, I know not all the time. But my
Most of
guess
the times, you're right.
yeah, my guesses are pretty clean. But this one time, I didn't get it right. Yeah, so yeah, for me,
the
yeah.
The thing with Great Gatsby, I just had nothing to relate to. I'm like, yo. I mean, I guess the times also, the
I don't know, man.
year it was written.
I feel like all the things that are themes in that book are themes that come across in a lot of the things you talk about. So I'm surprised.
It's it's for the same reason why that for me, I think like Batman is lame.
Batman is lame. Yeah, actually, that's. I thought you liked Batman more than Superman. I'm surprised that you like
Yeah,
Superman more.
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I guess Batman is not edgy enough for this edgy king over here.
bro, you're a rich ass millionaire. What are you doing with your life, man? Being Batman, dog. Do some real shit.
Do some real shit. He's over here playing a role, playing like cops and robbers while being a millionaire, billionaire. That's hilarious. Would be would be a more interesting take on that would be like if he was poor as shit. Like I think I'd like
That
that
would be
better.
better.
That would be
That'd be better.
better.
That's why like Spider Man in the Marvel
Yeah,
universe,
yeah,
Spider
yeah,
Man. Oh, dog, yo, that's my shit right there.
yeah. I like Superman
On a
for a lot of reasons, even though I'm not much of a comic books character, but comic books person. But I do like Superman pretty well. I have my own reasons.
if you prefer the Tobey Maguire Spider Man the way that I do,
I do.
there's a girl in there. That's the real one. If you know, you know.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. That neighbor of his that he should have. A lot of people say he should have been with
Oh
instead
yeah,
of.
bro. Like fuck Mary Jane, bro. Like that girl does not like you.
Yeah, yeah. That's a common meme I hear. I see. Um. Oh, so yeah. For me, something that I got into, like a hobby. Actually, what we're doing right now is the exact thing I got into last year is content creation and videos and me in podcasting. Like I literally started it, like last year, even though it's been a thing that I've been mulling over for many years to do. And I just, was like, you know what, I'm just going to do it. No matter how amateur everything is. Oh, sorry. The alcohol. No matter how amateur everything looks and sounds and like not perfect it is or not good enough it is, I was like, I'm tired of like just not doing the thing, that I'm just going to do it however it comes out. Cuz I have this thing where like my mentality is like, oh, the very first video that I actually posted on my channel with like Princess Mononoke, I had a great edit on it, and it just wasn't finished. It wasn't perfect enough, but it was really good. It was a really good edit, but I fucking lost it. So the only recovered draft I had of it is the one I posted on my channel, and I got so discouraged that I just like didn't even touch editing like software or script writing or anything like that, because I put so much time in that video, because I was like, this is going to be so great and I want this one video to be so great. And because I kept mulling over the edits and kept wanting to make it more better, I just didn't, and I just never posted it, and I lost the file. And I think that's a very dude, that is, if that doesn't tell you to just let go of your expectations of perfection, I don't know what else would. I don't know what else to tell you. Like that was a big, I think that was one of the reasons and one of the wake up calls that was like, you know what? After 2 years of just being also depressed and a bunch of other things happened in my life, 2025 was like that year where I was like, was the year that I was like, finally trying to process a lot, trying to grow a lot as a person. And you know what? I was like, in order to grow, I need action behind my words, behind my like my year, like my, what do
Did
you
you
call it?
did you start working and recording on 2025 or is
What do you,
2024?
what do you mean working? Like as in the job I'm working at now?
Like no, I mean like as in like doing these edits and stuff. I feel like it's 2024.
No, no, it was 2025. I started editing, and
Nah,
well,
it's been a year already, dog.
it was actually in the middle of, it was like 6 months ago. Actually,
Wow.
it wasn't even beginning of 2025. I started doing it.
Feels
Um,
like a year to me, man.
no, no. The first video I ever uploaded was actually in 2024, but like, or maybe, but that was, but that video I edited was 2 years old at that
Yeah.
point. So
You didn't
that
start the podcast like way later.
yeah, way later. I didn't even think about.
Yeah.
I didn't even come up with the idea of making a podcast until last year, 6 months ago. And but I knew I wanted to create videos or create something, and I didn't know what catalyst that would be. I didn't know what how I would do it. But anyway, so I wanted to put actions to the words. I said I like, in my brain I was like, I need to do it in order to heal. I need to do it in order to prove to myself I'm a changed person by actually making real changes and creating real things that I could put have it like a tangent uh have tangible, like, actual results. Because if I don't, and I only change internally and don't actually put tangible action to it, then I felt like it wasn't real. It wasn't real, and I was still the same person. So I was like, you know what? So this is what I'm gonna do. Just gonna do the thing simply, and I'm gonna do it as easily as I possibly can. I don't care how it looks. I don't care if it's shitty. I'll get better at it. I'll figure out ways to fucking make it better, and I'll just enjoy the process and start loving the process instead of. And I started having, in this growth process, it was me having to relearn how to take fuel of getting shit done, and changing the consistency of the fuel, like changing the ingredients, like how I fueled my way of doing things, or how I fueled my passion, or fueled my drive, was to basically, like, I know you're gonna disagree with me, Circus. I know that you're different, but this wasn't conducive for me. It was not conducive for me. I just channeled a bunch of self judgment and criticism, and like told myself, you I basically would lecture myself, and like, whenever I wasn't doing good enough, I was like, you're not doing this good enough, you're not doing that good enough, and like, it would just pressure me to do it. But then I would do it to do it for perfection, and then that in and of itself would, like, I it would, like, make me burn out before I even got anything done. And then I would just not have the passion for it anymore, or the creative love for it. And then by the time by the time I got anything done, it just, I didn't want to do more. I just stopped doing it. I just, like, I would make something really good, maybe, or like good enough, and like be proud of it, but then I just wouldn't want to continue. I wouldn't keep the consistency, because
There's a fine line between
yeah,
passion and discipline.
yeah, and I would just destroy, but in like, I would destroy my self-esteem in the process, like, because like doing it that way is literally, it's like toxic fuel. Like, I was listening to another podcast, a podcast that, where it was like basically saying that same thing, and trying to explain that same concept of toxic fuel, and that's where my brain started shifting and being like, oh, that's what I'm doing. And then I was like, okay, so how can I do this better? Like, I had to switch my brain from using that fuel to a fuel of like passion, love, positivity, and like being like, I want this to be sustainable. I want this to be part of something that gives me goodness, and like gives me like a feeling of, I want to keep doing this because it's beautiful, and it's like a beautiful process. It's like awesome for me. I know for you probably feel differently about that kind of way of doing things.
It's not like that for me.
Yeah, no, it doesn't
I mean,
affect you. It doesn't affect you the same way.
yeah. To me, it's like it's all discipline to me.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like discipline too. It's like, I had to also like learn discipline, being like, okay, I just got to do the thing even if I don't want to do it. That's um a separate goal that I was also working on in coordinates with, having a better positive fuel to drive me forward through discipline. So like there's like the oh, I'm enjoying this process, and I love doing it and I can't wait to do more of it. And then there's the I'm tired and fatigued and I don't really feel like doing it right now, but I'm gonna but and then and but it's there's still love in it, there's still love in it, but you're just tired physically or mentally. You're still excited about the prospects of creation, that's but when you and then at that point it's just the discipline you have to work on, where it's like, hey, I know you're tired, but you have time to do this. You're just do the thing. Just sit at the computer even though you don't feel like you want to do it, and then just edit a little bit. Just consistency. You don't have to do like all of it at one go, just consistency. Work on it little by little, one chunk at a time. And like just that also brings me to like my goals that started in like actually the beginning, no, this like 6 months ago as well, where I started getting really more serious about going to the gym. That also helps with the discipline aspect of like
I'll tell you
that.
what. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
When it comes to like discipline, that's one part. When it comes to like how you feel like psychologically or physically, that's obviously something else. Those things can come for some people it's difficult, for some people it's easy. Past that, at least in my opinion, it comes to like a cost benefit analysis. Is it worth it? And that's where I get stuck.
Yeah,
I
I
can
got
get the
stuck on that.
discipline fairly easily. I can get the consistency fairly easily.
Yeah.
But then the moment I think that it's not worth it, automatically like,
Yeah.
do I use my willpower to force it, or do I continue with this thing if I actually believe that it's not going to end with anything or if it's worth it?
Yeah.
In my
I
opinion, that's much harder.
That's much harder, and I agree because that once I got the consistency, once I got the a better use of positive fuel, I did hit that roadblock too throughout after that throughout the 20 like at the end of 2025, where I did feel as though like, is it really worth it? Is whatever I'm doing worth it? Like it wasn't just like the podcast or the channel. It was also like other things in my life as well, where it's like, or it was more so like my convictions, like my convictions about the world around me. And
Is it worth it for you?
was it worth it? And I started questioning that, and I had to come. I think I still do somewhat question it even to this day, but I feel like I have a better stable outlook on it. Actually, one thing I love about this channel that I've created over the 6 months or more of working on it is that the episodes that we created actually help me like I a lot of the episodes and the themes that I came up with, it was because I was literally contemplating them in real time while I was going through a transformation. And I was like, you know what? I kind of want to talk about these things. And like I never talked about things unless I processed them pretty fully. So like, but like putting them out there like felt good. I don't know how to describe it, but putting it out there for other people or even just for myself, even if nobody hears it, felt good, you know? And I think that it basically gave in a sense it gave me a permission to be myself, or to to be who I naturally am and innately who I am, and to let go of all the things that I grew up with that was telling me that whatever was naturally who I was wrong, or wasn't right, or wasn't something to show others, or to basically like allow out, basically repress. So it's like all the things that I ever was taught. And like, you know what? And I was like, I always in the back of my brain always knew that nothing was wrong with who I am. It was the fucking people around me. It was the environment around me.
It
And
might be a
like,
little bit more complicated than that, though.
yeah, sure, I'm just being very vague because, details.
Yeah,
But,
everybody has like their own life to worry about,
I'm o-
and
I'm
obviously you live
I'm
in
only speak
society, so
I'm only speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for others. You know, other people's journeys are going to be different.
yeah. But it's funny, like the way that you I personally, like, I never had this thought that nobody likes me or like does anyone like me or anything. But at the same time, sometimes you'd be surprised how when it comes down to it, nobody really cares because everyone's trying to live their own
Oh
life.
yeah, no. I'm
And
talk
the
I'm
roadblocks that you might have when it comes to like how other people feel about you, they might be much smaller than you give them credit for.
No, no. I think you misunderstand. Like these thoughts were not, or the problems I had wasn't so much as nobody likes me and I'm worried about it. It was more so like um basically people who were my guardians, people you look to figure out how to navigate the world when you're young or when you're like lost and you don't have much guidance, and then these people give you shit advice and shit guidance that tell you that who you really are should be snuffed out, and who you really are
Uh,
and who you are is not something that should be okay. You know, basically, it's like,
well,
you know, there's a problem with you, and you keep telling people, and they keep telling you there's a problem with you, and like you're over here being like, there's not a problem with me, and then everybody else around you also starts to gang on you and agree with the other person telling you that you're the problem. So then you start to, it's gaslighting. You start to fucking question your reality. Um,
look,
and that's the problem. It's like, oh, you know, like, and then when you mix that with somebody, when you mix that with the mentality of being good enough, or like being good enough, being like a perfectionist, doing things right, doing things in a doing the outcomes matter more than anything else. Like if you're not doing the thing, like you're not succeeding in the thing, then what the hell are you doing? Like that, mix that in with that. You get a recipe of like, it's my fault that all these things keep happening because of who I am as a person. I should just try to fit I should just try to be I should just allow them to mold me however they want. I should just or I don't want to deal with all this bullshit. Maybe I should just be myself in private and fuck everybody else and they don't get to know who I really am. That was the mentality that I had. It's like,
when it comes
you
down
know?
to it, there's a part of my life where I felt like, oh, no one ever told me the truth, and I felt strongly about that. Like people were lied to me. They knew what's going on in real life. They knew how the world is, and they just never warned me. And sometimes you might think to yourself, like, oh, if all these, especially adults or older generation folks that have been through a lot in their life, why did not warn me about these things? But when it comes down to it, they always, just like you would, they're doing the best they can with what they have.
Yeah, I know.
And it took me a while to realize, like, I can't judge or say, like, oh, they never told me the truth and stuff like that anymore, because when it comes down to it, maybe they didn't even know for themselves and they're just doing the best they can,
Yeah.
or they actually believe that whatever advice they're giving you was the best thing that they could do for you.
Yeah, that's not what I mean by that, but I know what your sentiment is. I
It's
can't,
this,
I can't get into the details without really talking about like the specifics, you know. So
yeah, yeah, sure.
let's just say that what you're talking about isn't exactly relatable in my sense, but you know, I do get it that in
Yeah.
some people that's gonna ring true, you know, and
Some of what you're saying is very hard to relate for me as well, but
yeah,
I
yeah.
get the general idea.
When you're trying to grow as a person and become someone new, become a different version of you, and also not even just a different version of you. I think it was more so of an alignment, like realigning of myself, because it's basically like I buried this person in me for so long that it was hard to find her at first, and it was hard to feel stable in my identity for such a long time that it was like like I said, you feel lost. You don't know who you really are, even though like who you are is really there. It's always been there, and doing these things like for 2025 were the things that really made me feel as though that I had a stable a stable sense of identity, a stable me, like who I am is like so strong and like solid right now. And it was through the efforts that I put into this channel, through the efforts of like my weight loss journey, the journey of trying to go to the gym and do new things, do the things that I actually enjoy doing and love doing, like and focusing on those things. Everything I don't think I've ever been happier than I am than I am right now, and how much happier I've been throughout 2025 is at the end of it. I literally It's a stark difference. The beginning of 2025 was probably the lowest I've ever felt in a long time. Maybe not the lowest, but one of the lowest. And then now it's like the complete 180.